Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. The reason I celebrate Christmas is for my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Which actually, his name in Hebrew is Yeshua. And they don't actually even have a J in the Hebrew language, so it's strange to me why it got translated that way. But for a lot of people, well, they also, maybe they just celebrate for presents, or they just do pagan traditions, such as the Christmas tree. You may not have known, because I didn't know until a few years ago, but like I mentioned before, Christmas tree and a lot of things associated with it are pagan rituals. And so the goddess Ashtoreth or Asherah, or various names with the same kind of god depending on where you lived in the country back in the day, mostly Rome now, the goddess of fertility is what these are associated with. And so in 350 AD, Pope Julius said Christmas could be on December 25th, even though Jesus probably wasn't born the 25th, but he was probably born in the Feast of Tabernacles, which is around September, because the pagans at the time wanted to convert to Christianity, but they're like, oh, we want to celebrate our traditions as well. Well, you can't worship false idols and God at the same time. But anyway, Pope Julius was like, made it cool for Christmas with decorations to be on the 25th of December. So now I'm about to tell you what they mean. Okay. The tree, because everything's about fertility, actually stands for a phallic symbol. And what do you put on a tree? The typical things are ornaments, which are in the shape of balls. Tinsel is semen. And you can't, reproduce without the lady. So wreaths are round for ovaries or vagina. And if you're like, this is ridiculous, I don't understand. Also, I'll link an article below because I didn't make this stuff up. Well, what's the shape of a tree? It's a point. And what's the wreath? It's a circle. Kids don't watch this, but does that not make sense? So when I found this out, I was kind of disgusted, to be honest. And I can't even play with tinsel anymore. And now every time I see a big tree, like at a mall display or something, I'm like, that's a big phallus. I no longer use Christmas trees in my house because I feel like if you continue doing all of these things after you know the truth, it's almost like you're like almost worshiping the pagan traditions. Like, I don't want to say Christians or other people are bad if they, then they're worshiping idols, if they're hanging up ornaments, etc. on the tree, but it just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm not judging anybody else for doing it, but one person we know actually was told the truth, and she's like, oh, don't tell me anymore, because I'd rather just hang out my Christmas tree, etc., etc. So if people, sometimes, ignorance is bliss could be true, but if you know the truth, then you should, you have the choice to do what feels right to you. And also, don't just take anybody's word for it. Read, research, because there's so much knowledge in the world that we don't know about, but if we put in a little bit of work, we could know so much and expand our minds, because knowledge is power. So I hope you all have a fantastic Christmas and a fantastic Hanukkah, because Hanukkah, that is historical. Okay, I guess I'm getting off topic, but yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a great life. Bye.